Hi everyone, good evening.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening. So we can start the session now. I am sharing my screen. I hope the recording is going on. Yeah, it's working.
Sir,
Yes,
in the portal, why is it showing the 22nd and I think 29th is cancelled? It's showing in my portal.
29th session. Which one is 29?
29th July, it is showing cancelled.
29th of July.
Just give me
No,
1 second, sir. I'm
it
checking.
won't be cancelled. Actually, it's there. See, we have 2 slots. I don't know what this timing is. I will rectify this timing. It would be on 9 p.m. It's showing 9:20 for the Saturday. So on 29th we have the session, and on 30th as well we have the session. I think the ID is different. It's 040323. Okay, it's same.
Yes, sir.
So
That's
there is
right.
no cancellation. There is no cancellation. Classes will be there.
सर कल का सेशन कैंसिल था क्या?
No. It was there. There was some problem from the backend side on the portal. So we just took the class for, it was for 45 minutes only. And there were no recording actually. It was just like a doubt clarification session. So we could not record it because of the issue. That's the reason I did not touch the practical part yesterday.
सर 9 बजे मैंने पोर्टल चेक किया था पर वो कैंसिल दिखा रहा था इसलिए ज्वाइन नहीं किया मैं.
Yeah, even most of the person were telling me that they are seeing the cancellation because of the issue. Might be because yesterday there was some issue with the portal. So admin team informed me that there are some issues going on. So we need to reduce the timing for yesterday's batch. So I just took it for around, I think it was for 45 minutes only, because the limit was for 45 minutes or 50 minutes, I guess.
Okay, sir.
Class got automatically cancelled. So there is no recording for yesterday's session. I have not touched any new topic. That was the doubt clarification session only. So today the recording is going on. We will get the recording for tonight's session, and we can start our practical now.
Sir, how
So
many classes it will take to end the AWS?
it will be ended by the end of this month. It should get ended. Then we will start our Terraform part. So Terraform will take around 3 to 4 session only. It will not take much. There is the
So-
conceptual thing, so it will be clarified.
So in the second week in August, our placement will be started.
Yeah, placement part we can start. I will share the template. I will share you some of the job responsibilities. By the end of July, I will give you some job responsibilities. You can add that in your resume as well, and you can start exploring the job with your own as well. Evision will support you once the course is about to get ended, and before that, you can try with your own as well. You can submit the resume on the Naukri portal and you will start getting the call. How to do it, what component needs to be added, I will tell you. Once the course is about to get ended, then Evision will start your placement, whatever we can say, the placement round. The Evision is going to take care of that. Before that, you can also apply with your own, so that maybe you will get the better opportunity than the Evision.
Evision will arrange us for the interviews.
Yes, Evision will also arrange the interview, but they will start it once the course will be completed. Before that, I am telling you, in case you want to explore the job opportunities with your own, then you can also try with your own as well.
So, sir, will Evision give us some modified series by their own?
Yeah, Evision is going to give you. So whatever they are going to give you, that's the different story. But
Yes,
what
sir.
I will do from my end, I will give you the job responsibilities, the KRA, that you can enter in your resume. So
Yes,
you
sir.
can edit that with your own as well, and you can upload the resume on the Naukri portal. So I will take one of the session on that by the end of July. I will take it on Saturday of the last weekend of the July, and where I will tell you how you can upload your profile on the Naukri.com, what keyword has to be selected. I will also give you one of the sample resume, you can say, and you can modify your resume accordingly. So eVision will also do it. eVision will work with every individual after the session. Once the course is about to get completed, they will get in touch with you, then they will modify your resume, then they will start working on the placement part. But before that, because we have covered a lot of things, so by the end of July or by the mid of July, it's already mid of July, so by end of July you can start looking for the opportunities as well. Okay.
And sir,
So
one more thing.
कब से start करेगा प्लेसमेंट?
eVision जब कोर्स खत्म होगा ना, आई थिंक उसके लास्ट वीक में वो स्टार्ट करेंगे.
तो कोर्स कब खत्म होगा? अगस्त में?
हाँ, अगस्त में हो जाएगा. तो
ओके.
वो अगस्त में ही स्टार्ट करेंगे. उससे पहले तुम लोग भी स्टार्ट कर सकते हो अपने एंड से.
तो एक्चुअली मेरा कॉन्ट्रैक्ट था तो वो टर्मिनेट हो गया है.
हम्म.
तो सर अभी मैं नोटिस पीरियड सर्व कर रहा हूँ.
तो स्टार्ट कर दो तुम.
ओके
मैं
सर.
नेक्स्ट एक काम करता हूँ, आई विल शेयर द जॉब रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी ऑन नेक्स्ट सैटरडे in the session. So in the next Saturday, I will give you the job responsibility that you guys can add in your resume. And I will also do one thing. I will screen share and I will pick one of the Naukri portal, and I will tell you how you can upload your profile, how you can write the career objective. So I will help you with that. And with the help of that recording, with the help of that sessions recording, you guys can modify your resume. You can upload it with your own on the naukri.com, so that at least you will start getting the calls and you will start giving the interviews. So eVision will help you. But again, I'm telling you, don't wait for the period once the eVision will start the activity. Do it with yourself as well. Maybe you will get the better opportunity or better salary than the eVision is offering. So if you get that, pick it. If you don't get any opportunity, then eVision is going to help you out. Okay.
Yes sir. Okay.
So
And
When are we
be
going to
proactive with the approach. What?
interview questions, sir? When will
Interview
be-
questions related to whatever we have covered, I will share with you on the next Saturday. So I will give you job responsibility highlighters, the interview questions for the topics that we have covered so far, so that you can prepare yourself. And I will also tell you how you can upload your profile on the naukri.com, what keyword needs to be selected. Okay.
and sir, also, can we get the rest of the classes in the drive?
Yes, I have uploaded that.
Oh, okay, sir.
It's
Okay.
uploaded. You
Thank
can check it.
thank
It's already done in the evening. I was doing this. So where is the drive? So till last weekend, because yesterday there was no recording, so till last weekend I have uploaded each and everything. Where is the drive? This is not the correct drive.
Sir, in most of the cloud job description, they are asking for interview. So how can we manage the interview part? Sorry, experience part. Like they are asking for minimum 1 year of
Just
experience.
keep your current experience, whatever experience you have, just keep it and modify some job responsibility, and at least try if you are getting any call or not. If you are not getting any call after doing that with your current designation, then eVision is going to help you definitely. Then you will have to wait for the eVision's turn.
Okay.
Okay. So just try with your own, with the same designation, don't change it. I will give you the job responsibility. If just check if you are getting the calls or not. Definitely you will get it. I will tell you what is the procedure for that. So just
एक
wait for the
महीने
next weekend.
अगर अप्लाई करेंगे आज से तो 1 महीने में मतलब हो जाएगा कि
वो तो डिपेंड
ज़्यादा
करता है ना
time
यार, इंटरव्यू कैसा दिया.
yes.
बड़ी बड़ी कंपनी में तो 5 राउंड होते हैं, महीना तो इंटरव्यू में लगा देते हैं.
So
See,
yes.
all the videos have been uploaded here till last weekend. Till last Sunday, I think Sunday was the cancel, so there was no class last weekend. So till last Saturday, the classes have been uploaded. For yesterday, there is no recording. For tonight, I will upload the recording tomorrow morning. So we have up-to-date recordings on this Google Drive link. You can get it. You can download the videos as per your requirement. Now let's start the practical part. If you need the link, I am again sharing it with you. So this is the link. Where is the chat box? See, this is the link. This is the main link. If you will click on this link, then you would be able to see all the videos and the notes folder. Okay. Got it?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
So let's start now. So we will start with the load balancer practical, the Elastic Load Balancer service of the AWS. So I'm going to sign in with the portal.
Sir, yesterday you discussed the 2 interview questions, no, sir?
That was one of the interview question from this particular load balancer topic only.
So just you can repeat it now, sir.
Yeah, I will tell you practically today. Okay.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
I will discuss that. So let's start the practical of Elastic Load Balancer. So in the Elastic Load Balancer, we will first start with the application load balancer practical. Concept we already know. Theoretical part we already know. How does it work? We already know. Now let's see the practical part. So we are in the AWS portal. How we can start working on this one? So what we need, as I told you, whenever we talk about the load balancer, what the load balancer is actually doing, load balancer is managing the load. So what load it is managing? It is managing the load of the application, or it is managing the load of the website. So whatever external users are trying to access my website or my web application, load balancer is handling the load. So we will create one of the load balancer on the AWS. It depends upon our requirement. In our case, we are going to start with the application load balancer. So we will create the application load balancer. Our services, our website, we will just hold one of the temporary website because we are not the web developer. In the company, the website will be created by the web developer. Whatever web application has to be created, they will do the coding and they will give you the configuration file. So that configuration file you will have to configure on the server. So there will be web servers in company. Web server can be of Linux, it can be of Windows. If they are using the Windows environment, there will be Windows server. If they are using the Linux environment, then they will create the setup on the Linux. So in Windows, the web server name is IIS, Internet Information Services. And in the Linux, the web server name is Apache. So in Linux, the name is Apache. In the Apache server, we can host our website, whatever web application we have, whatever software we have, or whatever website we have, we can host it on the Apache server in Linux. If we are using the Windows platform, then we can host it on the IIS, Internet Information Services. So I will tell you both. I will tell you, if we are using IIS, then what will be the process? If we are using Apache, then what will be the process? So I will tell you both. In our scenario, what we need, we are going to create one of the application load balancer. In the backend, I will create 2 servers, 2 EC2. Both the EC2s will be having my website. It will contain my website. That will be a temporary website, just a demonstration kind of thing. That's not an original website. So both the servers will contain the same website. Users will hit to this load balancer. Load balancer will check that which server is free, and accordingly it will distribute the load, and my users will start getting the web page. This is what we are doing. In the production environment, depending upon the load on that particular website, there can be multiple servers in the backend. If we talk about Amazon, Flipkart, YouTube, So they may have multiple, even hundred of servers behind the load balancer in the cluster. If one is down, another one will pick the load. If second one is also busy, third one will pick the load. So they can have multiple group of servers. In our case, because we don't have that much load, we can start with minimum 2. It's up to you. If you want to add 10 servers, you can. There is no end. Whatever number of servers you want to add, you can. So let's start with the practical part now. So first we need to decide the location first where we are going to have all this infrastructure. So I'm going to pick one of the region, US based North California. I will create my resources in this location. You can pick any of the resource, any of the location as per your convenience. So I'm in the North California location. It is in US best one availability zone. Currently, I don't have any resource. So let's create it. So I'm going to create the EC2 first. I will create the web servers. So EC2. Currently, I have 0 EC2 instances running. So let's create the EC2. Minimum, I need 2. Maximum, it can be anything. So in order to balance the load, minimum, I should have 2 EC2 instances, 2 servers. So I will click on launch instance. Here I need to give the name as we know. So I am going to give the name as prod01. Image, I will take Amazon Linux. You can pick anything. I will tell you on Windows as well. So you can pick Amazon Linux. You can pick Red Hat Linux. You know the procedure of Red Hat Linux. You have done it. You can pick SUSE, Debian, whatever. You can pick Windows as well. So I'm going to pick Amazon Linux first. This will be the configuration. So because it is Linux, so we can take minimum 1 GB of RAM. That would be sufficient. Linux does not require any high level of configuration. In order to log in into the server, we need to create a key pair. So let me check if I have any key pair available or not. So I don't have any key pair. So let's create one. Create new key pair. And the name I'm going to give is NOPE. Create key pair. So it has been downloaded now. Then we need to connect one of the VPC. So the default VPC has been connected here. In case you want to change it, you can. It's up to you. It will automatically assign the public IP to my EC2 instance. We need to create one of the security group as well. So I'm going with the default security group. And what we can do, in case you want to create new one, then you can create a new as well. You can create a new as well. Select existing security group and you can create a new one. In case you want to go with the default option, then select the default one. So I will go with the default one. You can try with the new as well. By default, it is allowing the SSH traffic from any location, anyone, any person, any desktop, any laptop, any IP from the part of this world. If they are trying to access my EC2 instance through the public IP, they can. This is the meaning of this rule. Because it is Linux, that's the reason it is showing SSH. Because we cannot RDP into Linux, we can only do the SSH of Linux. In Windows environment, it will be RDP. In Linux, it will be SSH. Since we are going to host our website on this EC2 instance on this Amazon Linux, so when we talk about the website would be either in HTTP or it will be in HTTPS. Whenever we access any website, either it will be on HTTP or it will be on HTTPS. You might have noticed that whatever site we access, either it will be in HTTP, HTTPS. This one is secure. It means it's in HTTPS. See, here you can see HTTPS. This site, if I click on it, it's also in HTTPS. So there are HTTP site as well. There are HTTPS site as well. HTTPS sites are secure because it will contain the secure socket layer protocol. So either the website can be accessible from HTTP or it can be from HTTPS. When we talk about HTTP, so it uses 80 port number, if you remember. And when we talk about the HTTPS, it uses 443 port number. So because we are going to host our website, we will be running our website on this server, on this Amazon Linux. That's the reason the website will be accessed by the external user. There will be external users. They can be anyone who will try to access my website. So for that, by default, on this server only SSH is allowed. SSH means they can take the remote only. But in case they want to access the website, so I will have to allow that. I will have to allow the HTTP and the HTTPS traffic so that the person who wants to access my website, they can. Understood?
Yes.
So you can allow the HTTP traffic or HTTPS traffic if you are having the HTTPS website, that is secure socket layer, then you can allow this one. In case you are not having the HTTPS website, it's only HTTP, then you can allow this one. To better understand this concept, how does it work? Let me show you the manual option, how we can create our own security group and how we can tag it. Because here you can only see the option of SSH, HTTPS and HTTP. So what all options are available in the security group, let me tell you. So see, we are in the dashboard of AWS. I need to go to the EC2. And in the left side, you can see there is an option of security group. So if I click on the security group option, you can see there is one default security group. In every region of AWS, whatever region I will pick in order to do my practical, by default, there will be one of the security group that will be by default created. There will be one of the VPC that will also be created by default. If I will search here VPC, then you can see. If I will go to the VPC option, then in the your VPC section, you can see there is one VPC. See, your VPC and one VPC is available by default. See, it's default. So in every region, there will be by default one VPC, so that we can create our servers and we can tag that server with this network. In case you want to create another one, you know how to do that. You have previously done it. And in every region, as I am telling you, there will be security group. So at least one security group will be created by default. So what I don't want to use the default security group. I want to create my own security group. So I need to go to the EC2 option. Before doing the practical of the load balancer, I will go to the EC2 option. Then I will go to the security groups in the left side under network and security. This one is default. Don't delete the default one. Just click on the create security group option. Currently in this group, if I click on the inbound rule, you can see only one thing is allowed. All traffic is allowed. If anyone is trying to access this server, they can. And what is allowed? So all protocols are allowed. Everything is allowed, it means. But I want to create my customized rule. And in the company also, they will be having the customized rule. So just click on the create security group. Just give any name. Suppose I am giving security group for EC2. Security group for EC2. Description, you can give any description, just for LB practical, whatever. In company, they will provide you the description. You need to select your VPC. So the VPC is automatically selected as per your region. Then you need to add the rule. So currently you can see there is no rule. Now I will add rule. So there are two types of rule, inbound and outbound. Inbound means if someone else is trying to do something with this server, this will be tagged with one of the EC2 instance. So if someone is trying to send any traffic to this server, what kind of traffic it can accept, that is inbound rule. And from this server, from this EC2, if I am going to send any traffic to outside, so what kind of traffic is allowed, that is outbound rule. So we need to create the inbound rule first. So I will click on add rules. In the type, you can see if I click on the drop down, we have a lot of options. See, we have a lot of things. HTTP for Windows Resource Manager, Elastic Graphic, Redshift. This is one of the storage. RDP, if you want to allow the RDP or not. MySQL, that's for the database. NFS, again, it's one of the servers. So what kind of thing you want to allow? IMAP, you want to allow SMTP, SMB. We have a lot of things. See, these are the customization. So whatever you want to allow or deny, you can create the rule accordingly. What we want to allow the HTTP traffic, so that if any of the user is trying to access the website which is hosted on this EC2, they should be able to access. So I will search for the HTTP service here. See, this is the HTTP. If I will select it, by default, it will accept the port as 80 because the port of HTTP is 80. Then source. Source means the person who is going to access this particular EC2. So if I click on the source option, you can see there are a lot of things. We have custom. In the custom, if I select the custom, I can give the IP address. Suppose I only want that the public IP of Rajesh. If Rajesh is trying to access the website from a particular public IP, then only Rajesh should be able to access the website. Seema, Karan, Vijay, they should not be able to access the website. Only Rajesh will be allowed. So we can enter the public IP of Rajesh. Suppose it's 1.1.1, then slash whatever is the CIDR value, we will enter it. Then we have to click on create security group. Then only this particular IP person would be able to access the website. So if you want to specifically allow any person, you can create the custom rule. In case you want that any person in the world, if that person is using public IP address of IPv4, see, if I click on anywhere IPv4, it will automatically take one of the path 0.0.0.0/0. It means default routing. That means anyone in the world, there is no range. See, 0 means there is no range. Anyone in the world with the IP version 4 public IP, they can access my website. That is the meaning of this one. If you will click on this one, anyone in the world who is using IP version 6, they would be able to access my website because we have allowed HTTP. In case you only want that only my laptop public IP should be able to access the website, then I will click on my IP. Once I will click on my IP option, it will take my public IP. This is my public IP. If you want to see what is my IP, this is the site. See, 122.176.192.217. So the same IP is coming here. See, so if you want that only my laptop can access this website, not others, then you can select this option. In our case, what we want that anyone with IP version 4 public IP, they can access my website. So we are allowing HTTP, the web traffic for anyone with the IP version 4 address. So automatically it will accept 0.0.0.0. It means anyone. Description, if you want to give, you can, otherwise you can skip it. Outbound, I don't want to create any outbound rule because from the server, I am not going to hit anyone. I am just creating the inbound rule so that anyone from the outside can send the HTTP traffic to my server. So by default, one of the outbound rule is created, means inside the server, I can ping to anyone. All the traffic is allowed. If you want that inside the server, I can only access the DNS, then I can allow this one as well. So by default, all the traffic is allowed, means server can do anything. Server can ping to anyone, server can send any data to anyone. So by default, it will be allowed. If you want, you can customize this one as well. So I don't have to do anything with the outbound rule. This has nothing to do with the practical. We just want to allow the HTTP traffic for the external customers only. So this one is allowed. Now click on create security group. So it has been created now. If I click on the security group option, if I click on this option, I can see now we have two security groups. First one is default and the second one is SG4 EC2 that I have created. Description also I have given. If I will scroll it to the right, I can see there is one permission here. So if I click on this one, what is the permission? So in the inbound rule, I can see HTTP traffic is allowed for IP version 4 network on port 80 from any location. That is the permission that we have given. Now, in case you want to give any name just for the identification, I am giving any name. Suppose security group 01, SG01, save. So I have given one of the name to the manual security group option. Now let's jump to the EC2 instance. Let's go to this option again. Let me refresh this. So I want to create two servers in the same click. So I have given two number. Server name prod01. Image I will select Amazon Linux. Configuration I will go with the 1 GB of RAM. Key pair I have already NOP. Network I will use this VPC. Subnet the default one. IP it will take automatically from the VPC. Security group I will use my existing because I have created a new one. So I will click on this security group and here you can see we have default as well and we have SG4 EC2. So I have created SG4 EC2, so I will go with this one, SG4 EC2. Rest of the things I will keep as it is. There is one feature in the EC2. There is one feature which is called EC2 user data. If I will scroll it to the bottom, you can see there is one user data option. What is this user data option? It means that during the creation of the EC2, when you are creating the EC2 instance, during the creation, if you want that any application or service should be automatically installed once the server is created, then you can pass the script from the user data section. Suppose I want to create the web server. So in order to create the web server, what we need to do, we will create servers, then we will launch the web servers inside this. So that is a manual option. In case you want to automate the task, you want to automate it. So if you know the scripting, you can pass the script. Like along with my EC2, the web service should be automatically installed. One of the websites should be automatically created. If you are a very good scripter, you can pass any number of scripts here and the work will be automated. Like if you want that along with the EC2 creation, 10 user accounts should be automatically created with the full permission on this particular folder. So if you can write the bash or shell script, you can. Even it will also accept the PowerShell script as well, but PowerShell it will only accept for Windows. For Linux, it is going to accept bash or shell scripting. So no one is going to ask you about the scripting in the interview. That's a next level of process. Once you will apply for the lakh of rupees salary, then they will ask you about the scripting. But for now, just to use it, how we can use this one, I am telling you one of the script, one of the basic script. I will paste it in the note so that you will get it. I will also show you the manual option, how we can create the web server. But just for the practical sake, we are also using one of the script here. So I will show you the script option as well. I will show you the manual option as well. So there is one script that is basic. Even you can find it in the internet as well. See, this is the bash script, the bash shell script. So let me copy this first, then I will tell you the purpose of this one. So I have pasted it here. See, whenever we are writing any script, this is the syntax. We always start with hash. Hash means comment it. Whatever I will write in the hash, that is not going to take impact. Means it is just for the knowledge. It is not part of this particular script. It is just for the knowledge. Anyone asking something? No, I just got the background noise. Okay, so this is just part of the script. So we always start with :bin/bash. Then again comment. So just for the information of the user, use this for user data script. This is again not a command. This is just a information. That's the reason hash is put here. If you will apply any hash in front of this statement, that will not work. That will not work as a command. That is just for the information. Then again, for the information, we are telling to the user that install HTTPD. What is this HTTPD? HTTPD means Apache server. In Linux, we run the command HTTPD in order to install the web server Apache. So this is the part of the script. From here, the command begins. So the command is yum. That's the Linux command. Yum space update space -y means update all the repositories in the Linux. Then yum install -y HTTPD. Then install the web server. HTTPD means web server, the Apache server. After that, once it is installed, then automatically restart the service of HTTPD. Means start my Apache. So the command will be systemctl start HTTPD. These are the command. In case you don't want to use from the script, you can access the Linux machine and you can manually type these commands. We have 2 instances, so you can type this command in these 2 instances separately. So these are the command that we are using in the form of script. So we have created the shell script for that. After it is started, then enable the service of HTTPD. Enable the Apache server. This is again one of the command. After that, what is my website? So this is just a temporary website. If you have a website, you can also host it. I will tell you how to do that. So this is again the command echo. If someone is trying, this is a script. Echo means script. If someone is trying to access the website which is available on this EC2 instance, then give him the website with the name of hello world from. Again, this is the syntax of script. This is a script in the coding format. Means it should display hello world from, and the IP, the private IP of the EC2 should appear on the website. This is one of the script that we have mentioned. This is the part of code, this one. If anyone is trying to access the website of this system, that person should get hello world from, then the private IP of this particular EC2 should come. And what is the location of this website where we are keeping it? So it's under /var. If you remember in the Linux, we have discussed that whatever variable changes will be there, that will be under the var directory. So inside var, there will be www folder. Inside www folder, there will be HTML, because this is one of the HTML syntax. And inside that, there will be index.html file. In the index.html file, this script, this website will be available. So no one is going to write you, no one will ask you to write the script at your stage, but in future you can learn the scripting as well and you can earn more money. So I will also tell you the manual method just to ease our work. we are going to pass one of the EC2 user data. That's called EC2 user data. 2 servers will be created, and within the 2 servers, automatically it will install the Apache server with this website configuration. So we have passed on the script here. Now we just need to click on launch instance. That's it. Once we will click on launch instance, the server provision has been completed. Let's go to the instance option now. And we can see 2 servers have been created with the same name, because we have created 2 and the name we have given is prod01. So we can change this name. So I'm changing the name of second server. I will click on this edit option and I am giving the name as prod02. Save. Now we can see both the servers are in running state. If I will copy the public IP of these servers, so the public IP of first server is this one, 50.18.16.163. So let me copy this one. Paste it here. See, you can see the website is coming because we have passed on the script. So it is showing hello world from, and this was the part of script. Hello world is coming from this IP address 172.31.24.5. What is this? So this is the private IP of this particular EC2 instance. Let me show you. If I will scroll it to the right, it is not coming here. Let me click on this one. If I will click on the first EC2, then you can see the private IPC 172.31.24.5 US-West 1 is the location, and the same thing you can see here. See, 172.31.24.5 US-1 is the location inside computer.internal. Then if I will copy the public IP of the second EC2, so what is the public IP? This one. If I will copy this public IP, and if I will try to access the website, again, the website is accessible from the private IP of 172.31.25.79. So let's check. So I will click on the second EC2 instance, and I can see the private IP is this one, 172.31.25.79. See, same IP. So this was the part of this script. Can we host our website and show it as a project to interviewer? Will there be any bill for this? Yes, there will be bill, Saf, there will be bill for that. So if you have interview, you can do it before the interview and you can show it to the interviewer. But don't create it 2 days back. Otherwise, there will be bills. Because EC2 instances will be there on the AWS portal, so they will charge you accordingly. Okay. Now, so our website is running. From these 2 EC2 instances, my website is accessible. We can easily access it from the public IP. Even if I will give you this public IP, so I'm pasting my public IP in the chat box. These are the public IP of EC2 instance. So the first IP and the second IP. If you will access it, still it would be accessible in your location. If you copy this public IP and put it in your browser, then you can also access this website, because we have allowed that anyone from this world, they can access my website hosted on the EC2 instance. We have allowed the HTTP traffic. So you guys can also access this website. Just copy this public address and try to access it. And let me know if it is accessible or not. Is it working?
Yes, sir. I'm able to access.
Yeah, good. So it means my web server is working very smoothly without any issues. Both the EC2 instances have their website and it is working. If you have your own website, you can host it. If you know the coding, if you can do the HTML coding or PHP coding, you can also do it and create the website. I just know some basic HTML coding that I can do, and I can create one page of website as well. The H1 marquee, so that I know. So during the Windows part, we will also create one of the temporary website and we will host it. In the company, the developer will provide you the real website that you need to host. Now, let's come to the part of load balancer. So we have two EC2 instances running here. They are working independently. They are not part of any load balancer. Both have websites. Users are accessing the website with the help of public IP. In the real scenario, what will be there? The same website will be available on both the servers, just for the load balancing purpose. Why I have created different website? Why it is showing different private IPs? So that I can tell you, I can show you the practical part. That is the only reason. If I will host the same website on both the server, then you will not be able to know that is load balancer working or not. We will not be able to understand whether the load balancer is working or not. That's the reason I have created two different websites through script. In the real production, there will be same website on each and every EC2 instance, and they will be the part of load balancer. So let's see how to create the load balancer now. So we have the EC2 instance ready. We have the web server ready. Website is accessible to the users. Let's see how to create the load balancer now. So before the load balancer, we would need to create one more security group, because load balancer will require a dedicated security group. So let's go to the security group option. In the left side, you can see security group. So we have two security groups. First one is default, and the second one we have created for EC2 instances. Let's create one more, create security group. And the name that I am giving is LBSG02, load balancer security group 02. So SG for load balancer practical, that is the description. VPC will be the same. Rule, again, the same rules has to be there. We are going to allow the HTTP traffic from port number 80 from any source, from anyone who is using IP version 4. That's it. Create security group. So it has been created now. If I will check my security group option, now I have 3. So this one is the one that I have created for the load balancer. So let me rename this one. I will give the name as load balancer security group 02, LBSG02, save. Now start the practical. So in order to create the load balancer on the left side, let me show you from the beginning. You need to go to the EC2. You will go to the EC2 option. In the EC2, in the left side, you need to scroll it down and you can see there is an option of load balancers. So just click on the load balancers. Currently, you can see we don't have any load balancer here. So in order to create one, just click on create load balancer. Once you will click on it, you can see different types of load balancer here. We have the application load balancer. This one, we have network load balancer, and we have gateway load balancer. And if I will scroll it down, we have classic load balancer, which is of previous generation. Means no one used this one. See, if anyone is still using the classic load balancer, then we can create it. But AWS has completely stopped the support of this classic load balancer. So we should not use this one. These 3 are the latest: ALB, NLB, and GLB. So let's start with the application load balancer. Even you can see the description as well. Application load balancer only supports HTTP and HTTPS traffic. Network load balancer supports TCP traffic, UDP traffic, and transport layer security traffic. And gateway load balancer is just acting as a gateway. You are only bypassing your traffic through the gateway, so it can accept any traffic. So network load balancer is more advanced than your ALB. When you need ultra high performance, then you will use the NLB. The price of the NLB will be higher as compared to ALB. So let's start with the ALB first. So application load balancer, click on create. Here we need to specify one of the name of the load balancer. So I am giving LB01, load balancer 01. You can give any name. Because my load balancer will be public facing, users will hit to the load balancer in order to access the website, so it will be internet facing. I had told you that we have internal load balancer as well. If we want to connect it to the database server, then we can create the internal load balancer. So currently in our situation, our load balancer will be public facing, so it will be internet facing. What IP you are using, IP version 4 or IP version 6 as well. If you are using both, then you will go with the dual stack. If you are only using IPv4, then you will only go with the IPv4. So we are using IPv4 only. Here you need to select the VPC, for which VPC you are going to balance the load. So we are it automatically, you can see one of the VPC selected because we only have one VPC in the network. So one of the network is selected, and this network is tagged with my EC2 instance. My two EC2 servers are connected to this network, to this VPC. Then whenever we create the load balancer, by default, what we have to do, we have to do the mappings. At least we will have to map it with two different availability zone for the fault tolerance purpose. Means one of the copy will be created in this location, another copy will be created in this location. So if one is down, if one copy of the load balancer is down, another one would be available to serve me. So that is the basic requirement. At least it should be mapped with two different availability zone. So first one is US West 1 availability zone number 1. Second one is US West 1 availability zone number 3. So we are in North California and we are in US West 1. That is our availability zone. So it is going to create one of the copy here, and second copy it will create in US West 1 availability zone number 3. So we have to figure out where is that. So we have to select it. So now two copies will be created. Minimum you have to select two. So two copies will be created now for our load balancer in these two zones. What security group you want to use? So I don't want to use the default security group. I have created a new security group for the load balancer. So I will cancel this one. I will click on the drop down. And what is my load balancer? So my load balancer is this one. My security group is this one, LBSG02. Load balancer security group 02. That's something I have created for this ALB. So click on that. Then scroll down. Now we have to configure the listener. Listener means if someone is going to access the website from outside, so in which port they will send the traffic. So obviously they are accessing the website. So they will be sending the traffic on port number 80, the HTTP traffic. So we are going to enable the HTTP protocol on port number 80. If any user is trying to access my website through port number 80 through HTTP, then where the traffic should go, from where it will give you the website, we have to provide that path. So my websites are available in these EC2 instances. Within these two instances, inside these EC2 instances that I am hosting right now, these two, my websites are available. So I need to provide the path here that if any user is trying to access the website from port number 80, means if they are sending the HTTP request, then where the traffic should be routed by the load balancer, where the traffic should be routed. So we have to define the target group. That is called target group. The backend pool. In Azure, we call it backend pool. In AWS, we call it target group. Target group means the collection of EC2 instances which is hosting the website. So currently, if I click on this link, no resource, it means I don't have any target group. So I will have to create a one. A target group is compulsory so that we can redirect our traffic to the particular EC2 instance. So we need to create one of the target groups. So let's click on it. Once I will click on the target group option, I have to select the instance option. Rest of these options are for automation. The Lambda is the part of automation. ALB, if we want to create any script and we want to define the traffic, then we can go with this option. Again, this one is for your automation part. So we will redirect the traffic to the instance. If any traffic is coming, it should be redirected to the backend server. Server means instance here. So we will always select the instance option. If we want to redirect the traffic to a particular IP address only, that's the part of automation again, then we can select this one. If we want to redirect the traffic to the Lambda function, this is again serverless automation function. We can do it here. If we want to transfer the traffic to another application load balancer, that is the case of internal load balancer, then we can select this option. So in our case, we are going to transfer the traffic to the server so that we can get our website. So select this instance option, scroll down. We will have to give one of the name to the target group. So I am going to give the name as target group 01, TG01. Which protocol is allowed? So we have allowed HTTP on port number 80 on this particular VPC. These are the versions of HTTP: HTTP version 1, HTTP version 2, and gRPC. This one, this is the new one. So you can pick anyone, you can select anyone depending upon your requirement. In company, if they have created the website and they have enabled, the security team is telling you that go with the advanced version of HTTP, then you will have to enable this one. So it totally depends upon your security requirement. Your company will give you the data that which security option, which protocol has to be selected. In our case, we will go with the default one, HTTP 1. As per the requirement, you can select any of the version of this particular protocol. Scroll down. How will you perform the health check of the target group servers if any server is working properly or not? So because the request is coming from the HTTP protocol, so the health check will be performed on the basis of HTTP only. And application load balancer only supports HTTP and HTTPS. See, we have only two options, HTTP and HTTPS. If we have the HTTPS website, we will go through with this one. If we have the HTTP website, then we will select this one. In our case, we have HTTP website. What is going to be the path to check the health? So slash means, if you remember in the Linux, it's root. Means everything. If I am defining root, it means just check my complete EC2 instance, check my complete directory, everything, whether everything is working properly or not. So here we will specify the slash. Then again, scroll down, tag if you want to specify, you can, otherwise just click on next. Once I will click on next, it will show me what EC2 instances I have available. So I have two EC2 instances available in that VPC, and we want to make it the part of my load balancer. So I will select both. Both the servers have the website, prod01 and prod02. They both are in running state. This is their location. So we will select both. Then we need to click on include as pending below. Once we will click on this, then these two servers will get added here in the target. This is the target group. So two servers have been added here. Anytime if you want to remove any server, you can. After creation also, if you want to modify the settings, you can. So just click on create target group. Now the target group has been created with the name of TG01. This is the condition that we have given. Again, let's go to our load balancer part. We were in the listener area. Let's refresh this one. Now, if any user is sending the HTTP request on port number 80, it should get forwarded to my target group 01. In my target group 01, I have two servers. So if any load is coming, that load should get distributed between these two servers, which is the part of this target group 01. Means it should get distributed to these two servers. See, I have two servers here in the target, these two servers. So if any load is coming for HTTP, it should get forwarded to target group number 01, which contain 2 servers, 2 EC2. Again, scroll down. It will show you the summary, what you have done so far. So we are very well aware about it. Just let's click on create load balancer. View load balancer. So it is in the process to create it. See, state is provisioning. So it will take 1 or 2 minutes. After that, it will be created. So let's wait for that period. Meanwhile, I am going to pick some water for me. So let's wait for 1 or 2 minutes. I will be on mute. Let's refresh this one. Maybe it has been completed. Loading. So we can see now it's active. So the load balancer is created now. Once I will click on this load balancer 01. Here you can see there is one DNS address. See this one. So we will give this name to this URL to the users. This URL we are going to provide to the user. We will not tell them our public IP now, because if you are telling them your public IP, then you are in the security risk. Anyone can attack directly on your server. They can hack your environment. So we are not going to give this public IP to the users. Even in the real environment, in most of the servers, the public IP will not be there. So this public IP will be detached. We are going to give the load balancer DNS name, the URL of the load balancer. So let's copy this one. This will be shared with the user. User will never know that what is the actual IP address of my server or what is the actual DNS address of my server. So let's copy this one, the DNS name, and paste it in the different tab. Click enter. Let's wait for some time. In the see, now you can see the website is accessible, but this website is actually coming from the server 172.31.24.5. So let's see which one is that server. Again, let's create one of the duplicate. Let's go to the EC2. We are in the EC2 segment now. And in the instance, if I click on this one, so the private IP of this EC2 number one is 172.31.24.5. That is the private IP of this one. And the private IP of the second one is 172.31.25.79. So 79 is for EC2 number 2. So let's check. So it is coming from 5. It means this website is getting accessed from server number 1. That's the reason I have hosted 2 different sites on the 2 different EC2, so that we can understand the practical that from which server the website is getting accessible from the backend. So we are hitting to the load balancer. Through load balancer, the traffic got distributed to the first server. If I will continuously give the load to the load balancer, then let's see what will happen. So I will refresh it. Now you can see it is getting changed. Now it is diverting to server number 2. Do one thing. I am pasting this URL in the chat box. If you guys will try to access the website from this URL, so you will be getting the different addresses. Someone will get 5, someone will get 79, because you are giving the load to the load balancer. So the load will be distributed to the available EC2. If one is busy, it will go to another one. If second one is busy, it will go to the first one. So just try to access and let me know if you can see different IPs. Someone will get 79, someone will get 5 in their locations.
I'm getting 172.31.22.5.
Tell me the last one, 24.5, right?
Yes.
And someone might be getting the 79, 25.79. Because the first one is busy. So your request got transferred to the second one.
79.
Even if you will refresh it, you would be able to change it as well. Refresh means you are again sending the traffic to the load balancer. So it is diverting it on the round robin basis. Whatever EC2 is free, the traffic is getting transferred to that server only. So in the real scenario, the same website will be hosted on multiple EC2. Whatever will be free, the traffic will be distributed to that server. Why I have created different sites here, so that we can know that from which server we are getting the traffic. Otherwise, you guys will think that there is no load balancer kind of thing. It is just the same website which is coming. And we will never be able to relate that from which server it is coming from. So that's the reason I have created 2 different sites through the script. But in the real environment, there will be only one. If I go to my load balancer now, this is my load balancer. If I check the rule here, you can see this is the rule that we have created. This is the target group 01, which is associated with this load balancer. And if I go to the target group from the left side, this is the target group. If I click on this target group 01, we can see we have 2 targets. We have 2 targets, which is this one. These 2 servers are the part of my target group, and these 2 are healthy. See, these 2 are healthy. There is no unhealthy server, 0. Let me do one thing. I am in the EC2. Let's go to the EC2 instance. Let's do one thing. In the instance section, this is my prod 01 server, the prod 01 instance. Select this one, instance state, and let's stop this one. I am going to shut down this. Shut down. Now it is going to get stop. Only one EC2 is running. Next one is stop. It means this server will not be able to serve the website now. Again, let's go to the target group and let's refresh this one. So after few seconds, it will show you unhealthy state of server number 1 because we have shut it down. So let's wait for that particular time. Meanwhile, let's go to the health check option. In the health check option, the timeout period is 5 seconds. You can edit that one as well. Means after every 5 seconds, it is going to send the health request, whether the server is healthy or not. So let's wait. See, it is unused. Now it is saying unused because we have shut it down. If there will be any health problem in the sense we are unable to send the traffic to that server, then it will show you unhealthy. If we will shut it down, then it will show you unused. So we cannot create the unhealthy situation for that server. That's the reason we have shut it down. So it is showing unused. So target is in stop state, it is saying. If it is in stop state, it means if anyone will try to access the website, only one EC2 will serve the request. See, now it will not change your IP address because it is only coming from server number 2. Whatever refresh you will do, whatever location you will access it, it will only give you the page from the server number 2. So it will not change the IP now because one server is unhealthy. And if I will go to the health check option, so it will wait for at least 200 seconds. After that, you can edit this option as well. After that, it will remove this server from the target. If it will not give any response, it will remove it automatically. Then you will have to re-edit automatically. Like manually, you will have to come to this option and you will have to register the target again. Because if it will be unhealthy for a longer duration, there is no point to keep this server in our target group. So it will be automatically disconnected from here. It will not be deleted. It will be there in the EC2 instance list, but from the load balancer, it will be deactivated. It will be removed. So in future, if you want to add it, you will have to register it again. If you want to deregister any server, select it and deregister. Deregister means remove it from the list. So this is how your application load balancer works. Now there is one more option. Yesterday I was telling you about the affinity. If you remember, there was the concept of session affinity, and we also call it sticky bits. So sticky bits or session affinity, both are the same thing. What does it mean? I told you yesterday that if any user, if you want that if any of the user from the public IP, if that person is trying to access my website, so the request is going to server number 2. Next time, if the same person is sending the request, it should always go to server number 2. It should not work as per the load balancer criteria. So for that, what we can do, we can define the session affinity concept, the sticky bits concept. So how we can do it? So it's very simple. Before that, let me turn on this machine. So select state, start. So let it start it first. So it has been started. It's in the pending state. After a few minutes, it will be on. Now, how you can do that? It's very simple. Just go to your EC2, means open this EC2 area. From EC2, we can access the load balancer. So click on EC2. On the left side, scroll it down. Go to target groups. Click on this target group 01 that we have created. Means select this box. Click on actions. You have one option, edit target group attributes. So just click on this option. here, if I will scroll it down, you can see there is load balancing algorithm. In the algorithm, you can currently see it's round robin. Round robin means randomly, whatever request will come to the load balancer, whatever server is free. Suppose we have 3 servers in the target group. If one is busy, the load can be distributed to the second one. If second one is busy, it can be distributed to the third one. So it will send the request randomly. Round robin means randomly. First, second, third, then again first, second, third. But if you want to enable the sticky bit, the session affinity, just on this one, then we have to select load balancer generated cookie. For what days, for how many days you would like to send the request to the same server. So you can define the range here. So suppose it's for 1 day only. For 1 day, the load balancer is going to recognize that if any request is coming from this particular IP, it should always go to this particular server. So just change the timing here, then just click on save changes. That's it. So next time, if the same user who has earlier accessed my website from this load balancer, from whatever instance the traffic got routed, next time, because we have enabled the session affinity, so the same traffic will always move to the same EC2 instance for at least 1 day, because we have selected 1 day of period. That is session affinity. This is one of the interview question. What is session affinity in the load balancer and how we can enable it? So practical was very small, but they will ask you what is session affinity, because usually we do this in the corporates for some of the public IPs. So this one is session affinity or sticky bit concept. So application load balancer part is completed. One more thing that I want to show you here. Yesterday, I was telling you one of the interview question. The interview question was, we have a load balancer. Behind that load balancer, we have a target group. Inside the target group, we are running 2 servers. So anyone who wants to access my website, they will first go to my load balancer through the link and they will access my website. If they have the direct public IP of my EC2 instance, just like in our case, these 2 are the public IP of EC2. If the person knows the public IP, just like in my case, I know the public IP, I will simply paste it in the browser and I can access the page without load balancer as well. So I am in a position to access the page. See, that was the interview question. If anyone knows the public IP, they can directly access the web page, which is available on that EC2 instance. But if you want that even they know the public IP, they should not be, this will come because the server was restarting. So this will come after some time. What our requirement is, we want that even the person knows the public IP as well, but still they should not be able to access the website. The traffic should always go through the load balancer. So we can also do it. How to do it? It's very simple. Just go to your EC2 instance, go to security group, go to this security group option. What is the security group for my EC2? This one. On EC2, this security group is tagged. Just click on this one. This is the rule. We have allowed traffic number 80 from any location. Just click on edit. And now what we have to do, earlier we have allowed anyone can access my website from any location. What we have to do now, we have to click here and we will have to select the security group of the load balancer. So if anyone is trying to access the website, the traffic should always go through the load balance, through the security group of load balancer. So this one is the security group of load balancer, SG for EC2. Before that, why it is showing you the error? Before that, what you need to do, let me tell you. Again, click on inbound rules. And you need to add a new rule. You cannot directly edit this one because this is currently in effect. So you need to add a new rule. Here, again, we are allowing the HTTP traffic from port number 80. Custom means it will go through the security group now. So the security group is this one, SG for EC2. I will select this and I will now delete the old one, because as per the old one, everyone can access my website from any location. So delete. Now the traffic will always go through the load balancer save rules. So it has been saved. So if anyone knows the public IP of my server, see, this will get failed after some time. If anyone knows the public IP of my server, they will not be able to access it directly. Only they can access it from the URL of my load balancer. So this is how you can restrict the traffic as well. These can be your interview question. This scenario based question can be asked. If the person knows my public IP, can they access the website even if they are the part of load balancer? So yes, they can. But if you want that they should not be able to access your website, even though they know the public IP, then you can restrict them through the security group option. In the security group, you can select the load balancer security group and the traffic will always be bypassed through that particular load balancer only. So that's something we have seen now. Any question, any doubt, any confusion? Confusions will be created after the practical once you will try with your own. tab aayega. Here you can see it is showing unhealthy now. Why it is showing unhealthy? Because we have just changed the configuration. We have redirected the traffic through different security groups. So after some time, it will be under healthy state as well. Currently it is timeout because we have done the configuration on the basis of public IP. After few refresh, after the interval, it will be healthy again. So it will take some time to get healthy again because we have just changed the configuration. So that's it for your application load balancer and the sticky bit option. Network load balancer practical is pending and we will see it in the next weekend. The network load balancer, and I will also discuss about the cross zone balancing. This is a new topic that I will discuss, and I will also talk about the SSL termination option. These three topics we will cover in the next weekend. It is related to failover. So network load balancer, cross zone balancing, and SSL termination we will cover. Yes, Syed. Yes, Saif.
Sir, you have given the public IP security group added to the load balancer.
Mhm.
That means, sir, load balancer only works on private IP, right?
Yeah, right. Load balancer only works on the basis of private IP.
That's why it will fail to recognize the
Yeah, right,
public IP.
right. Load balancer does not understand the public IP of any EC2. It only works on the private IP. Even if you will remove the public IP from the EC2, still it will distribute the traffic. Okay.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Okay, so we will see these topics in the next weekend, and I will also give you the job responsibility on Saturday, what you can add in your resume. So the recordings will be shared in the morning, this recording of tonight's session. I will also upload it on the drive. Rest of the recordings have been uploaded, so you can check it from there. Tonight's recording will be shared in the morning because admin team are not working today. So they will provide it in the morning only. So you will be getting it tomorrow. So thank you very much for your time. Have a good night. Enjoy your
please
rest of the
also-
week. Yes,
Good
yes.
night.
Hello.
Sir,
Hello,
please
sir.
also share which services we need to cover in the interview.
Hello.
I will upload it in the morning. Okay.
हेलो
Yes.
सर मुझे एक प्रश्न पूछना था सर वो कल का क्लास था ना कल का क्लास मैंने पढ़ नहीं पाया था
कल मैंने
तो-
कुछ कराया नहीं था एक्चुअली ना, कल वो डाउट सेशन ही था क्योंकि कल रिकॉर्डिंग नहीं चल रही थी सेशन की, तो इस वजह से कुछ पढ़ाया नहीं मैंने।
सर मैंने कल ज्वाइन करने का प्रयास भी किया था बट ज्वाइन भी नहीं हो पाया
हाँ, कोई बात नहीं, वो कल वैसे भी ना सेशन रिकॉर्ड नहीं हो रहा था, इशू था, तो इसलिए मैंने पढ़ाया नहीं था, बस डाउट सेशन क्लियर किया था। ठीक है,
ठीक है ओके सर ओके
तो कुछ नया पढ़ाया नहीं था मैंने। बाकी ये जो इम्पोर्टेंट टॉपिक्स के नोट है ये मैं आज तो नहीं डाल पाऊंगा, आज हो गई है 10:30 हो गए, मैं कल इसको उसी गूगल ड्राइव में नोट्स के अंदर डाल दूंगा, बाय 12 बजे तक डाल दूंगा मैं दोपहर के। ठीक है, तो
सर
वहाँ पे से
कल तो
देख
आपने
लेना।
रिकॉर्ड नहीं करी थी क्लास कल की?
कल रिकॉर्ड हो ही नहीं रहा था, कल इशू था, कल क्लास इसलिए हो ही नहीं पा रही थी। बैकएंड से इशू था। इन्होंने इविजन की बैकएंड टीम ने पहले से ही नोटिफाई कर दिया था कि क्लास कैंसिल कर दो, बट वो मैंने फिर 40 मिनट की चलाई थी क्योंकि 40 मिनट तक हम ले सकते थे। ठीक है, तो कल ऐसी कोई क्लास हुई नहीं थी, बस वो एक डाउट सेशन था, तो उसकी रिकॉर्डिंग की रिक्वायरमेंट भी नहीं होगी आप लोगों को। ओके,
ठीक है
एंजॉय योर नाइट, बाय।
ठीक ओके
Thank you, sir.